Dormail, home of a great night's sleep.
I've spoken to people that have liked my music, and I've said to them, "Oh, I've got a new album out," and they go, "No, I like this one I've got about 15 years ago. I'll just keep playing that." I go, "Don't you want to hear any?" "No, I just like that one." And they,
Hello.
Hi.
How is everyone?
Oh, I don't really know. I mean, what day is it? I mean, is it Friday? Is it?
This has started to happen to me, and I'm quite worried. And I'm being serious now.
Right.
I'm starting to wake up and not know where I am.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you drinking the night before, sweetheart? Let's get that out of the way, because I think that's the issue.
No, but I don't know. Is it because I've been going away filming? Sorry, I didn't mean to drop that in.
Oh, excuse me.
Name dropper.
Whatever. Yeah, get that out.
No, but this morning I woke up and I thought, what is that light? And I was looking at my window and I thought, where am I? Dorothea Delirious is creeping into my psyche.
I think it is, sweetheart. I think it's,
Yes.
the
Dorothy,
beginning.
I'm exactly the same as you, actually. Sometimes I wake up and I think, what day is it? What have I got to do today? Where am I? I mean, it goes on.
Unlike you, I know where I am, but I have the same issue as what am I doing today? What more tedium? Is it the day I put the bins out? What glamour awaits me? That's my ideal. Yeah. So we're all going nuts, dear.
Yes, but I think the thing is, where's Sherry?
No idea.
I don't know. That's very, isn't it? Very strange.
Perhaps she joined the man with the UFOs.
Oh.
Or she did. Or he took her away.
Yes.
Yes. I thought they got on rather well.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all coming clear now.
Yeah.
It is.
Who's our guest
Absolutely.
today? Please, let's forget about Sherry. She's not here. Let's move on.
Now then, today we have somebody very, very special indeed, as always, but he is a multi-award-winning singer, composer, songwriter, artist, you name it, James Zada.
There he is. Hello, James. Welcome to our nest.
Yes.
Hello.
You look very lovely today, darling.
well, thank you very much. I mean, how could it not be lovely with surrounded by? I've never had this number of ladies all at one time. It's
You
so
say that, James.
that came
I
out
don't
wrong.
believe
That
that.
came out wrong.
Yeah, different to what I've just heard, actually. In fact, James, I was going to ask you to tell us why you sleep with so many women every night.
Well, I think Spritchers go to bed, with so many, with thousands of. I'm only 19. That's why I'm absolutely knackered. You know?
Yeah, whatever. We're 35. So anyway,
Yeah.
how the hell?
Yeah.
Do you, what is that all about, darling?
Well, it's actually not as exciting as it seems, you know. But I compose, and I have done this for about 30 years, relaxing sort of healing music, which a lot of people, including ladies, they at night when they go to bed, they have a routine. They might have their drink, but they put on my relaxation music. So technically, I go to bed with thousands of women every night as part of their routine to help them go to sleep. So
Where do we find this music?
well, I write under different sort of names, but the name I'm most well known for is a Welsh name. You have to sort of, when you say the name, it's Llywelyn. So if you look for, that's it, Llywelyn. And if you look for that on Spotify, or you look for it on Apple Music, like then you'll find it. If it's heavy rock, you haven't got it right. But if it's nice, relaxing music, then you.
How long does it go on for? Is it like seamless?
Well, yeah, it can be. I mean, some of the tracks, I've done like continuous albums. A lot of it, at one time I did for therapists. So if you've gone and had a treatment, I don't know if any of you have Reiki. Have you had any Reiki?
Yes, love Reiki.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, that my music's used a lot for that, and I've worked with therapists over the years to time it. So when they do their hand movements, you may notice they go to different parts of your bodies, which is called chakras. And I've timed the music, so when the music finishes, it's to then move their hand position to another chakra. And
It's really healing, isn't it?
oh yeah, no, it's.
I mean, the thing is, this might sound weird, but it goes on and on and on and on. I mean, do you play it on and on, or do you put it on a loop? I mean, do you not fall asleep while you're playing it?
Well, and that's a really interesting question, because There are musicians that do this kind of music where they do loop it, and that becomes monotonous, and that can actually become irritating and not relaxing. I do it as kind of a feeling. So the best way I can describe it is when I first started doing music, I would try and work around chords and things, and very quickly I got limited and it sounded quite repetitive. So I then started going from a kind of feeling basis. It's like, example, if you're going to go around a friend who's had a bereavement, you know, when they answer the door, you're not going to go, "Hi, how are you?" You're going to be very, "Oh, I hope everything's all right." You're going to have a mood and you're going to have a feeling. So with me, it's very much lowering my heartbeat, trying to just get a feel, and I kind of get the music comes through me, and it's that kind of feeling that I have. And sometimes the sections can go on for sort of like 20 minutes, something like that. And
You're very spiritual, aren't you, really?
I am quite spiritual. Yeah, where's this going? Yes, I do. I have. I studied a lot of interesting things over the years because of the relaxation music. It took me into this. I'm sure you've heard of the word New Age.
Yeah.
And so New Age music, and a lot of my music would sell in sort of crystal shops and things like that. So of course, when I started writing music for particular people, I would meet some of the top people in their fields. So top crystal healers. I did an album where we were working out whether music would resonate with particular crystals. So that was really interesting. We found with colors as well. I worked with Lillian Werner Bond. She's one of the top sort of color people. And we did an album where color resonated with music and this sort of thing. So I've been very lucky. I've gone down this pathway of meeting a lot of really interesting kind of people.
Can I ask you where your music sort of talents sort of sparked from? How old were you? What happened? Did you just learn the piano, or what was it that began?
I was terrible. No. I'm. You can't teach me, unfortunately. I was like, when I first started. Do you remember a TV presenter called Nick Owen? Do you remember him? Years and years ago.
Yes.
Well, his mum tried to teach me to play the piano when I was about 7. And around that age, I'd kind of discovered sort of things like James Bond, and I remember listening to Live and Let Die, and hearing this "Live and Let Die," bang, and I had Walkmans in those days as well, probably a bit too loud, but it just made me go off into this world that just sounded amazing. And I remember at school, so I was saying to the music teacher, how do I create this sound, which of course was music production. But the music teacher would just say, "Oh, you've got to learn to play the piano, James. That's what you need to do." I couldn't understand how sort of it was a million miles away from what I wanted to do, which was music production. And I remember outside waiting for my mum, she'd always be late, but because she was working, not because she was a bad mum. And it would be about 15, 20 minutes, but it felt like an hour. And I remember sitting sort of outside on this gate waiting, and I would make songs up. And I thought everybody did that. I thought that was a normal thing, you just be, making a tune up. So music has always been something where it's always, I can hear something in my head, or I can make up something. And I thought that was the same with everybody. I didn't think it was a strange phenomena.
And now it's diversified into art, because you now paint.
I do paint, and I paint in a chaos kind of way, which people find I painted at school. I managed to sort of get an A level, and this will explain how I kind of paint as well, because I always get a palette. And I remember for my A level exam, I think it was a swimming pool was what we had to do, a swimming pool scene. So I got on my palette. I thought, well, it's going to be some blue, isn't there? Got some blue. There's going to be a building in the background, bit of red or whatever. And everyone was in hysterics. Actually, they when they were doing the exam, they had to tell everybody to calm down, because I just got all these colors and I was just smearing them all over the canvas, just waiting to see if something would kind of appear. So I knew I wanted it to be a swimming pool scene. And then suddenly, after swishing the paint around and that, it would appear. And I paint in exactly the same way. It's a very chaotic. I might want to do a tree scene, but I let it come through. I sort of feel it coming through, and these paintings do sort of appear. It's very, very strange.
That sounds incredible. So where is your exhibition?
We've I've got one at Ascot. If you ladies want to come along, let me know. I'll give you some complimentary tickets. Really hoping there aren't any horses rushing through while I've got my paintings up. But,
lovely venue.
Well, I've never been. Is it nice?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
When is it?
Wow.
When are you there?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. It sort of starts in the morning about 11 o'clock. I think it's a little bit shorter on Sunday, but yeah, if you lots and lots of stands and stalls. If you like art, come down and have a look.
Oh,
and then
it
I'll
sounds
be there.
fantastic.
Fabulous.
I would love to see you. I'd love to come and see it because I love all stuff like that, and I love the way you say it comes through you. I know this might sound strange and perhaps a bit like you, but if I'm in pain, I see it in colour.
Probably red. Is that the pain?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Well, different colours, and if you could try and find a way of making that purple or blue, but green is the kind of the real healing color, and green is associated with nature and your heart, you know. So but one thing you could do is a little trick. If you get your thumb and your finger, and next time that you're having pain, practice beforehand, and the more you do it, the better it becomes. But maybe think of the color purple, and maybe think of some really lovely, you know, times when you've been well and you've been feeling healthy. So when you do feel that pain, connect with that feeling and squeeze your thumb and your finger, and it should help you.
So you're talking about, I know what you're talking about, you see.
Yeah.
You are talking about, and she can't remember the name of it. What's it called?
NLP.
NLP.
Neuro-linguistic programming, I think they call that. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the same sort of thing.
But that can really help. So if you've got those colors coming through with the red, you want to try and change that red into a soothing purple and a blue, and then maybe transform that blue into a green, and that'll be very, very healing. And maybe when you've practiced with your thumb and your finger, maybe being on a beach and it's been really, really relaxing, hopefully that will help when you're in stress and pain, bring that feeling when you were on the beach.
Yeah, because I mean, I used to do that for auditions, stage auditions as well. Because, you know, imagine, you know, that you're doing a great audition, it's really successful, and how you feel, and that's NLP, isn't it? Making sure it's in you, you can feel it. So it's your hand or your thumb or your finger, and then when you actually go on and do this audition, you have that strength and power because you feel exactly like you did then.
Yeah, it's like building a character as well. It's like you do we call it emotional recall. So you go back to a happy place or a sad place, but I think that's really, really helpful, James. That's really helped me, hasn't it, you girls?
Yeah,
you'll be going around doing that.
I will.
It does,
but I think the thing is that because you know, I feel pain in colour, which is really quite strange, because I could say, you know, I used to say this to my doctor, oh no, it's a bit red there, and he was going, what do you mean? And I said, no, it feels, I can feel it. It's a colour, and I feel different colours with different pains. It's so bizarre. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, do you have Reiki treatments?
Sometimes. Because
you probably get colours coming through, because you resonate well to colour, that will probably come through in your treatments. And you probably get lots of purples, which is the higher resonance. And I think for you, that would definitely benefit for you. And also what you wear. If you are suffering from a lot of pain, wear some greens, wear some blues. Blue gets things flowing. Also, although it's red, orange can bring about a change. If you're frustrated in your life, start wearing some orange. But colour will resonate with your own energy. So
it's so interesting talking to a man like this, isn't it?
Debbie, can I ask you a question?
I am a man. Yeah.
Oh,
Debbie, I want to know, darling, when you have the pain of a hangover, what colours do you see then?
I don't really.
I'm sorry.
I don't really drink, but it's probably like a kaleidoscope of
I was going to say.
I don't. Sorry, Harriet. You're on mute. I couldn't hear you. Anyway,
we were just talking, James, about waking up not knowing where we were. You see, before you came on.
That is if you have an afternoon nap. I find that if I've dozed off and I wake up, or get the worst thing is having a little nap before the evening, and you wake up and you think it's morning.
Yes,
that's really thrown you. You don't know where you are, or
Yeah, absolutely. My brother did that when he was at medical school. And he got up and started making breakfast at 8 o'clock at night, because it was in the middle of his exams. And his flatmate going, "What are you doing?" He said, I'm going to college." They went, "But it's 8 o'clock in the evening."
Yeah.
Easy done, isn't it?
Well, I once was doing a show in the West End, and I'd done a matinee, and then by the time the second half started and there was the interval, I thought it was the end of the second show. So I took all my makeup off, my wig off, and the stage doorman saw me going out and said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Home." He said, "The show's not finished yet." I went, "Oh my God."
That's people have nightmares about that sort of thing. That happened to you for real.
I think, but the problem is when you're doing 8 shows a week, which we all have done, you don't know what day you are. It's just 8 shows a week. So you're in the shows, and especially if you're doing panto and it's 2 shows every day, you don't know what time of day, where it is, what day, nothing. But sadly, because we're mature, it's like that for us every day. It's not a new thing. It's not the show now. It's real life.
When you've done shows like that and it's like day in, day out, do you love the sort of repeatedness of it, and it becomes a nice?
Yes, because it keeps it. Because if you're doing something like Mamma Mia or whatever, every day you do little nuances to keep it fresh. Because that's our creativity, that's our ability. You know, like for you, if you play the same tune, you connect emotionally to it. So you live that in that moment. Often the most exciting bits is what's happening off stage, when you're getting a coffee, what's the gossip. So you do your bit and then you're rushing off, you know, to go and say, so who did what?
Yes, but also because the audience is different every night. So different things happen anyway, because the energy is different within the theatre. And I love the fact, I mean, some actors actually say the same lines in the same way every single night. I mean, they don't even have any sort of nuances at all. And then some people just play around a little bit with it, which is more interesting. But it's the ones that say exactly the same thing and the same, you can actually, that to me makes me laugh, actually.
Isn't it the same for you? You evolve every time you're doing something, even if it's the same thing.
For me, when I do, we're talking about with the relaxation music, the strange thing for that is that I can't read or write music. So and I can't remember it. So the albums that are out there, they're just like a one take, and they're all based on a feeling. So I never play them again. And that's it. And I couldn't play them again. I could do something similar, but I can't do that. And if I do my James Zada stuff, which is a song based with lyrics, it's like homework. I have to learn to play it again, and I have to learn the lyrics. And then after a while, if I've done a concert, I forget it again. So unless I keep doing it, I'm always in that kind of, I like ad-libbing. I like kind of doing it on the hoof rather than actually disciplined and learning it.
Well, that's what we do on a daily basis, I think. Very similar.
Very successful, isn't it, Jane? Because you're a multi-million streaming artist, aren't you? I mean, you've had millions and millions of people.
I'm very lucky. I'm really, really lucky. I've been doing it for a long time. And people use my music. It's kind of a funny thing because you've got people think of music success as being pop stars and played on the radio. But I'm very lucky. I get my music streamed again and again by therapists that like my music. So they use it for treatments day in, day out, particularly with Reiki. There's, you may not know, but there's a thing called attunements. When people want to learn how to be Reiki healers themselves, they're attuned by what is called a Reiki master. And they change their energy so that they can then be able to channel Reiki to then teach other people. So my music is used in a lot of these classes. And of course, when they're hearing it, they go, this is nice. What's this? They go, oh, this is Reiki album by Llewellyn. And they'll buy that, and then they tell their students. So I'm very lucky that music has a repeating factor, like with people that use the same music. I've spoken to people that have liked my music, and I've said to them, I've got a new album out. And they go, no, I like this one I've got about 15 years ago. I'll just keep playing that. I go, don't you want to hear any? No, I just like that one. And for them, it's like their favorite Coco. They just have that every night. They don't want anything.
Darling, can I ask you something? As you're sitting in front of your piano, can you give us a little tinkle?
Please, it's so embarrassing. She doesn't even play the piano.
If you invite me on next time, I'll wire it up to do that. But I've basically got the only thing that's going through is my microphone into a USB. I haven't got any
Well, we're
sound.
definitely having you back, James, because
I
it's
love
been
to
so
play.
interesting.
Can you tell us exactly where this exhibition is?
Well, it's running from Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to come down there today, come down and see me. It's Ascot Racecourse. I'd love to see you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you. We're going to be there. We will be there.
Well,
We will be there or be square.
That'd be great. I'm on with 2 other artists. So the stand says Chapman, Hopkins, Zada. I think you'll probably remember that. It's a bit of an unusual name, isn't it? So
It's a great name.
It's wonderful.
Sounds like a band, doesn't it?
It's a spiritual name because I wanted to have my real surname isn't as exciting. If I tell you Del and Rodney, you'll probably guess what my surname is.
Oh my God, you're not a trotter, are you?
Cut the ER off and you've got my name.
Right.
So I wanted to find a kind of spiritual name that was that and I found this name that means goes out into the world. So I
There
thought
you go.
that would be good.
Perfect.
So Zada
And it
sounds good.
works.
Some people call me Zada, which sounds like I'm a character out of Planet of the Apes, but you know, can't have it always.
It's a brilliant name.
Thank you
And
so
it's-
much. We'll have you
Yes.
back. It would be amazing. And you can
So
do a
fabulous.
little tinkling.
It's been
Thank
fun.
you,
Thank you,
James.
ladies. I enjoyed it, and I'll wire my
Fantastic.
keyboard up next time, so I'll play you something.
Yes,
And
and
get closer to the camera so we can see you.
I will do.
Ooh.
It's all right. We have security.
God.
James, don't worry. We'll,
Yes,
we'll
we
sort
I
it
don't
out.
mind
worry.
at all. It's very
No,
nice.
you will do. Trust me. Don't say
Exactly.
that.
Just another
Believe
one
me.
to add to it. All right, darling.
Thank you.
See you
Bye bye
soon.
now.
Lovely.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye now. Bye bye.
Bye.
What an amazing
Oh.
man. Oh,
Oh,
thrilling.
fabulous. Isn't that wonderful?
Is
And
he
he's
the
helping
first
so
man,
many people.
Harriet, you've ever asked to tinkle publicly?
Ever.
Ever. I was going to say many years, I would say.
Well, darling, like I've said before, many a time and oft, my bifolders are shut. Thank you.
My bifolders are slightly open, I think.
I'd heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let the draft in, darling. Anyway,
Mine don't even exist, like Barbie.
so that's
Anyway.
very exciting. Got next week is full, isn't it, darling?
We have got a very exciting programme, Debbie, haven't we?
Because we're talking like this, it means that none of us know what's going on next week at all. Sorry, I was so confused. I didn't know what we were talking about.
Or what day it is, or where you are.
No,
Yes, it's
who
about
I am,
boobs.
where I am. In fact, when I was talking to Dee the other day when I was coming back from filming in Poland,
How
Yes,
many
name
times did you say that, sweetheart?
Yep,
I
picked it up.
actually was convinced that it was Friday,
Yep.
and Dee said, no, it's Monday. I said, it's
Yeah.
not Monday, it's Friday. She said, it's Monday today.
Definitely Monday. Yes.
See,
Hysterical.
gone. Completely and utterly lost the plot. Yes, we do have a really exciting show. All I'm going to say to you is there might be a few boobs on there.
Oh, yes. But not boo-boos, but boobs. Actual boobs. Yes.
Well, I cannot wait, dear. Let's get the ropes and the pulleys ready and lift everything to their
yes,
correct.
and the trailers.
Yeah.
For each one, yes. Lovely. Okay. See you then.
Bye,
See you then.
darling.
Bye.
Have a great weekend. Bye.